Sometimes people like yourself who are social commentators, I wonder if you guys are armchair gangsters, because, you know, you can have a lot of opinions on the social media and stuff, but sometimes you're not outside.
And I feel as if a lot of the labels, the drill artists that they're picking up in today's day, a lot of them are making these sampled kiddie skip rope type of drill tunes.
Man said skip rope.
Yeah,
I'm
but
done.
they are like these are tunes
Skip
that like
rope.
yeah, like you're doing hopscotch and that.
Some of these rappers, and I'm not going to do the name thing, are not even necessarily the best lyricists, but people are fascinated with them.
I don't think a flipping Kingpin is on top of the charts right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're really about that street life, you still be in the streets, if you know what I mean, because you will be happily drawn out anywhere you go. You can't be touring the world or touring the city or touring the country, should I say, and not have your ops turn up because you're telling them exactly where you're going to be.
Big flyer.
I've got two types of drill, real drill and pop drill, and I'll stand with that till whenever, yeah? If you're doing pop commercial drill and you're saying, oh, I flew out Doja Cat or whatever, cool, and you did, and, you know, it's known, cool, you rap about that, you done it, it's credible. If you're doing real drill, and even though I don't advocate for that type of behavior, but obviously...
Which behavior?
What they're doing on the road.
Violence.
And you're...
Trap life. Street life.
Yeah, street life. If you're here, and don't be on the track saying, I've done this to you, and you haven't.
You might have your favourite author who does like romantic books and then all of a sudden starts writing horror books. You might have your favourite artist that makes drill music that all of a sudden starts making R&B type songs. You might have your favourite actor who's renowned for doing comedies but then starts making dramas. Like, how do we quantify what keeping it true to the art form or true to what is them, if you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if you don't know them personally as well, that could be another thing to debate about. You stand beside Aitch, you're his DJ. Like,
Yeah, sir.
what is keeping it real for Aitch in regards to how much he can evolve as an artist?
As an artist, like, for specific artists like Aitch, like, you have no limits to where you can be or can do. Or
Why for Aitch?
not necessarily Aitch. I just think from the start, me and his manager kind of seen that he started with grime in it. He was like in cyphers. I was his DJ on cyphers and kind of like battles and stuff. Like he was like really spitting like skippy flow and all of that.
I think you can hear that in a lot of his songs.
Yeah,
he's got
if you really listen to his music, you can still hear that kind of like that skippy flow. He just kind of started putting hooks into his music. We just seen, you know what, like this kid can rap, and then we put him on a rap beat with the straight rhymes, what blew him in the industry. And I was like, right, there's like different pockets that you can start like getting into. And then we started putting in with the girl tunes, and he was talking about pussy and all of that. And I was like, yo, you know what, like, and plus with his personality as well, it's like it shows within his music as well. So with that said, with me, how I see kind of Aitch with keeping it real is his morals and what he stands by. I think there was I know there was controversy with the Brits with what he was saying on his acceptance speech. And just to clear it up, he was basically saying not him as a white man, like, because I think he said he was like, people like me don't get opportunities like this and whatnot. He means people from Manchester in general. Like, I think as a hip hop artist, he's the first to win a Brit. You know what I mean?
As a UK
and
rapper.
no slander to any artist from Manchester and whatnot. Like, they know the type of love that we as a camp show them, but you have to give the man his flowers, if you get what I mean. And with him kind of like mentioning that in his speech, he's keeping it to himself, because I'm with him pretty much every day, where I see him not still in the ends, not still like outside the shops and stuff like that. I'm just like, he's still giving back, if you get what I mean. And I'm not a person to say what he does in his personal time with his personal life, but I know what he does, if you get what I mean. And with this society, like with like this industry, a lot of people kind of see past that. If he's not posting it and he's not showing it on social media and saying, yo, I put this amount of money into this charity and I've helped this person, like, say, like, you know what I mean? If it's not on social media nowadays, it's like, oh, it's not real. It's like, it doesn't make sense. But that's my way of kind of like seeing someone that stays true to themselves, if you get what I mean? Where easily he could have just packed up and left. Like, he could have packed up and left and went to London, LA, like, where you see people kind of like literally just leaving like the whole old life, if you get what I mean. But he's kept it real. Like, he's still in Manchester, still living in Manchester, still kind of giving opportunities any way that he can, and in a more respectful way, doing it under the wraps, like in the shadows necessarily. So it's the priority is what he's kind of trying to push, if you get what I mean. So if he's trying to push a charity, he's not, I am Aitch and I'm pushing this charity, because people will just kind of like donate because it's Aitch telling me to donate, instead of, oh, the charity actually kind of needs the funding to make changes and stuff like that, if you get what I mean. But yeah, that's my...
As an online commentator, and you've seen the growth of Aitch and artists alike, a lot of the day one fans seem to be outspoken when an artist grows. Do you think there's validity in their views when they're outspoken, when an artist changes sound or grows, like goes from rap to drill to grime, or vice versa?
Not really, unless it's becoming a common trend where they're constantly changing it. Like, you get this in the grime community a lot. A lot of artists that they start off in grime, the minute they reach a certain level and they do a different type of sound, then all of a sudden you've left grime. Why are you leaving grime? Why aren't you dropping any grime tunes? And it's like it's like sometimes people feel as if they have this sense of entitlement, but like, who are you to have that sense of entitlement? Like, an artist doing a different sound or trying something new, sometimes it's a sign of growth. And that's something that's good. Like, you don't really want to be doing the same thing for the rest of your life, unless like you're really good at that and you're really successful and it works out for you, then okay. But I feel as if artists, a lot of artists that they do other things and they're successful at that, I think it's a smart thing to do, because at the end of the day, your pocket gets bigger as well. So you shouldn't just limit yourself to one thing. I think you should also look into like different fields and stuff. And I feel as if at times you can tell when there are people that they're doing it because they don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to make as much money as possible. And yeah, like, they're just keeping up with the trend. Anything that sounds hot, we're going to try and, and copy that. And hopefully it works out. And yeah, when it's time for us to leave, it's time for us to leave.
Is that good or a bad thing in your opinion?
It's not a bad thing or a good thing, but
don't sit on the fence, man.
It's a thing. It's just a thing.
It's just a thing because it works out for certain people. Certain people are just trying to cut through.
What do you think's the right way?
The right way? What do you mean by the right way?
Like, do you think that artists should be jumping on trends and sounds to stay healthy?
No.
Or should they keep it true to what they came in the game as?
Keep it true to yourself, but one thing I will say, if you can push into something else, that, you've got, aspirations in going into, you're well educated in it, it's something that you could be successful at, then why not?
When I say, let me just specify, keeping it true to what they came in the game as, it's should they keep it as what they came in the game as, because keeping it true is a separate thing. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to specify that.
I'm going to try not to go on a long rant. I'm going to try it. But as you kind of highlighted, I DJ for Chip. I've been with Chip since the beginning of his, like, I don't say the beginning of his recording career in terms of, like, you know, all his record deals, etc., etc. We still rock now. So my perspective on this, what we're having now, is going to be a little bit different, and I'm trying not to go around the houses on some history story. But the bottom line is,
because people have questioned about Chip, like
there's endless
changing
questions.
sounds.
There's endless questions. But the situation is this, like, and I'm gonna try not to go long, but it is what it is. Since So Solid, yeah, did what So Solid did, and I'm going all the way back to 2000 and something. Some of the people listening to this weren't even born yet, but that's
They
not
Don't
the
Know
point.
album came out year 2000.
Right. So from since then, like, black music, because that's what we're talking about here, place in this country has been fighting for respect. Do you get what I'm saying? And if you're aware of So Solid's story, I know you had Shabs on in the previous podcast, etc., etc.
We had Oxide and Nucino. We've had Mega as well.
All right, mate.
Yeah, we've had the So Solid Don sitting in this room
No,
talking.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But if you're aware of their story that I'm not going to go into, you can kind of see how it fell down. And, you know, we've been fighting for years. Like, I was having a conversation with someone the other day, after listening to that conversation that you had, talking about how things were then and how things were now. And I'm saying, like, I can't remember the exact chart position, but if you think of Kano, Home Sweet Home, yeah, if that was dropped today and it had the impact it had then that it had today, that'd be a #1 record. That would be basically bigger than, should I say, I think it was, right? A psychodrama. Do you get what I'm saying? But the times then were completely different. You had to do so much. Everybody was listening, but I think
the infrastructure was not there.
The infrastructure was different, but what the infrastructure was not, it was not that fans didn't listen to the music. It was the fact that the recording business needed to figure out the internet. There was no Spotify. So all of the people sharing songs on MSN and, you know, all of the just sharing Bluetoothing songs, no artist was receiving a benefit off of that. Yeah, they're going out and lighting up shows nationwide, but, you know, in terms of how the recording industry kind of viewed it and the markers that it gave them, we weren't selling to the level that people can do today. And the reason why that's important is because people like Chip had to be, you know, Chip, Tinchy, I give credit to, you know what I'm saying, had to be the
Estelle,
people to...
Ironic,
We can
Wiley.
listen, there's a long list and I stopped because I don't want to miss nobody.
Yeah.
So but they had to be the people that say, you know what, I'm going over the hill, I'm kicking off that door.
And they took
as
bullets.
soon as... bullets? They've got scars. You get what I'm saying? All of them, they've got scars to this day. But they had to go over there, kick off the door to show the people with the money and while they were figuring out the infrastructure, yo, look what we've got going on over here. Fast forward to now, it's got to the point where you can almost say that the recording industry, you know, like the record labels and stuff, they're chasing us now. But no one's chasing. Who cares about a record deal in 2023? Like, who actually wakes up in the morning and says, as an artist, I need to get a record deal? They're thinking, I need to get this amount of things from my fans. How am I going to do that? And if they're not thinking that way, there's conversations that need to be had with said person.
Can I pause you right there, Illness? Yeah, because I just want to say that I don't really like to bring off-mic conversations into on-mic conversations too much. But as we were talking on the phone the other day, and you said to me that the record labels are running UK drill.
Yeah,
but I saw you nodding along saying that people don't need record deals these days.
Let's have what did you mean when you said that? Like,
so I feel as if right now with drill it is very commercialized. I feel as if like I think it's mainly also TikTok that's got a big like influence in what drill sounds like today. And I feel as if a lot of the labels, the drill artists that they're picking up in today's day, a lot of them are making these sampled kiddie skip rope type of drill tunes.
Man said skip rope.
Yeah,
I'm done.
but they are like these are tunes
Skip
that like
rope.
yeah, like you're doing hopscotch and that.
I'm going to put a disclaimer here because
Yeah,
I want you to
man.
be careful of what you're saying.
No,
because
No, I
Chest,
have to.
chest,
I'm
chest,
saying it with
chest.
chest because
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of these little kids, right? And some of these beats that they're rapping on pop tunes that are sampled, and then they're adding like drill beats onto them, and then they're doing these little skip flows and raps, and it's like this ain't the original drill. But I see why it's happening because, like, obviously the labels, they can see you know, it's making a lot of money. It's quite popular. So let's push this type of drill out there. Something that is acceptable, something that they could actually, you know, show out there. You know what I mean? And I feel as if that's what they're doing now. They're controlling the sound of drill. Because before, like, I remember when you had like 6-7, Harlem Spartans, all of these guys, they was releasing real original hardcore drill. And the labels, they was actually trying to push it, but the feds was taking their videos down. I think the labels got to a point where they've seen that, you know what, this is not going to be productive enough. Let's just try and push something that it sounds like drill, but it's just more acceptable, more something that they can just put on the TV, you know what I mean? And I think that's what they're doing now, because the drill that's out there, like a lot of these drill artists that are getting signed, I'm seeing them on TV and everything, and I'm thinking, this is not drill. This is a piss take.
Okay, we're talking about keeping it true to the art form, keeping it true to the fabric. And you're saying that a lot of this music that is under the guise of UK drill at the moment with the samples and that, you're saying it's not UK drill, basically.
It's not UK drill.
Do you want to name some of the artists that are making these songs that you're talking about?
Oh, we're here. We are really here.
A lot of these guys, okay, let me think of some of these names. You've got when you look in drill, there's a couple guys out there. They're very popular right now. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know who they are, but they're kind of on Operation Shutdown. Yeah.
You think they're responsible for the demise of UK drill?
Well, are we blaming
the police or the labels?
The artists that are making the sound that you think is
who is
not
responsible?
UK
are we
drill?
blaming the record labels? Are we blaming the artists? Or are we just saying the feds did a sweep?
The feds did the sweep, but then also the artists are shooting themselves in their own foot, because a lot of these guys are getting in trouble. They're getting on cases. They're going jail for their silly little crimes.
Let's separate the street stuff for now. I'm talking about the music.
The music,
because you seem to, from what I'm hearing from you, is that the stuff that is the skipping rope music that you said, the samples. One might say it's the evolution.
Sorry to interject. Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm defending artists, but I think in this context of how we're talking about the conversation, we can't separate the street stuff, because I think that is very
we have to
important.
involve it.
But
It's
for
very
the moment,
important.
I just want to strip this part at the moment.
Okay,
Yeah?
all right.
He don't want to know.
No, we get into the street stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
What is UK drill to you?
UK drill is just the harsh realities of the roads, and they're
The music,
expressing it
UK
onto
drill,
music.
what is it? Yeah, the harsh realities of the road.
Yeah.
So if a song doesn't have the harsh realities of the road in it, it can't be UK drill in your opinion.
If they're rapping on like a drill type of beat or drill sound, yeah, it could be drill, but it's not real original drill.
That sounds muddled to me, man.
What do you think, Win?
He's got a point.
He's got a
point, because it's like the disc. What's the word? Discriminate. I mean what's the word? Oh gosh. What did you say? About drill. So what is drill? Yeah, that's the question that you said. What is drill?
It's the realities of the roads.
Exactly that.
I want to throw a spanner in. Can I throw in a spanner?
I feel like if you haven't got that in your music, then it isn't drill.
It's not UK drill.
The skipping rope thing is an evolved.
It's
an evolved kind of drill.
Do you know what's funny? Yeah?
I'm not against it, because at the end of the day, as an artist, like, you have to pay your bills, innit? Like,
is UK drill maybe the only music that's defined by the content as opposed to the sound then? Because an artist might not have the harsh street realities in the lyrics, but it might be the flow, their rapping, and the production.
Yeah.
Can that not be UK drill?
No. It's drill, but it's not real original UK drill. It's a commercialized drill.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanna throw.
I think I said it to you on the phone. Pop drill.
Pop drill.
Yeah, pop
So
drill.
are we saying now, as DJs in our Serato or whatever program you use now, we need to, instead of having drill and typing in drill, we need to type in pop drill.
Yeah, because it's a smack in the face.
So I want to just throw this out.
When I play Central C,
let me
not
land,
pop
but
drill.
let me get this out. Pause. Right. What I'm saying is this year, one of the biggest UK drill records ever to land on this island that is UK, number one for however many weeks, was about English girl named Fiona and that. It wasn't necessarily
Body Yoddy.
It wasn't necessary. And so are we saying
There's lyrics
that
in
by
that
definition?
tune. There's
No,
lyrics.
but that by definition, that song is or is not a UK drill record.
That's
I just
a
need
drill
clarity.
tune.
That's
That is a drill
Okay.
tune. It's
Now,
a
is
drill
it
tune.
is it a real drill tune in your opinion?
Nah,
It's
that's a
about
pop-
yeah, no.
That's pop drill.
Did I miss that?
It's pop drill.
It's
Yeah,
a drill tune, but
that's
it's
pop
pop
drill,
drill,
yeah.
innit? It's been
So
mellowed
now-
down.
So now we're in a grey area.
It's popular. Yeah, popular drill.
No, we have to decipher between popular and pop, because I think when people say pop, they're talking about bubblegum and commercial,
Oh,
whereas
yeah.
popular is
No
just
more
what
bubblegum
rises
commercial.
to the top.
Skipping rope. I love that. I absolutely
You love that,
skipping
yeah?
rope. I love skipping
You getting
rope.
out your skipping rope tonight?
Yeah.
Let's not
Listen,
go
I
there.
get my
Let's
skipping
not-
rope out on a regular basis and skip in my garden, and I do 1,500 skips, and I sweat and I burn calories,
went
and I'm
mad.
cool with
You
it, and I
went
will
so
tell you
mad.
all the time.
All right, sorry. So I don't know who I cut off, but we were defining what is UK drill. Okay.
Cause I do remember like the times of like Low Ski, Harlem Spartans, Scandal and AM, like when drill was like I think at its finest, I would say.
Ooh.
I think that's when
I
real
mean,
drill peaked.
when we're talking about
Yeah.
real drill, as in like why drill really kind of started is to kind of, I wouldn't like to say give a platform, but kind of give something for these people that are in the streets, like the young people that are in the streets, should I say, and give them kind of a venting system where it's like they can vent out what's actually happening in their real life and whatnot. But I kind of see that type of drill a lot like grime, where that was the only way that they can kind of show these execs what we're actually living in, if you get what I mean.
All right, you know what? No, Central C chapters off his little leaks project that he put out. It was a short, like, sort of pack that he put out. I don't know if you would debate about whether he's talking about the harsh realities in the song. It's got a sample in it. He's talking about struggles in his life. Are we saying I need to put that in my Serato pop drill crate now? I like the Me and You song. I like Doja. I have a lot of fun with these songs. Should I be putting those songs in my UK pop drill crate now? Is that what you're saying to me?
Doja, yeah, Doja, that is a pop drill tune. Come on.
The Diggity and
That is a
RD song.
pop-
The
Doja,
Diggity and RD song.
Somebody tell Doja, like, come on, bro. That's a pop drill tune, bro. That is a pop drill tune, man.
I think this is funny.
Shout out to Central C, innit, if you see the shouts to you, but come on, that's a pop drill tune.
I think this is funny.
I think a part of this year, whether it's day one fans that like debate about, you know, artists and creatives keeping it true to the fabric and the art form, I think there's a versus battle of stifling an artist's evolution and creativity.
Agree 100%. I was about to go there because that's why I was on my
repeat
my long
that
run.
again.
I think the day one fans that like debate about, you know, artists growing and we're stifling their evolution and their growth. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a bit of a battle here because, for example, 50 Cent came out doing the most gangster music, but then he went on to make 21 Questions and, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, but
in the
21
club.
Questions was still a bad man tune. Sorry.
No,
It was-
but
He's
it's
in
got
jail.
it's got a singing chorus, and you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
not what up blood, what up gangsta. It's not many men. Do you know what I'm saying? But artists evolve, and then they grow, and then they travel the world. They take in other things. So who are we? Who are you to begrudge an artist for changing a bit?
No, I don't have no problem with you changing. Just don't say you're doing drill when you're doing skip rope drill. That's all I'm saying.
Go.
That's all I have to say, bro. Like, don't
Look,
say you're doing
I
drill,
have-
innit? Like,
I have no problem with, like, if an artist wants to go into the studio and start talking about whatever, I'm like, at the end of the day, yo, it's your artistry. Like, if you get what I mean. If I want to listen to it, I'm going to listen to it. If I don't want to listen to it, I'm not going to listen to it. But if that's what you want to kind of put out for your genuine self, then cool. I think I hate to kind of like speak for you. I think he's trying to say is don't let the labels dictate what you need to put out. If you want to put that out, put it out. If you get what I mean. Don't let the label say like think that they know the culture and know the drill culture and say, yo, no, you know what, this is drill, when it's not. Like, but at the end of the day, it's still a check.
Can I go off the back of that? I want to say this. I'm not labeling one song in my DJ library pop drill. I refuse. It's just music to me. Like, I personally think the labels that we put music under, the genres and all of that, is a record label mentality. Like, who cares if you like the song, you like the song. That's my personal opinion. I agree with what was said earlier about stifling artists' evolution, but ultimately it is the artist's job to cultivate the fan base. If you want to move and go from this type of fan to this type of fan, that's your business. Do you get what I'm saying? When you factor money into it, I think if you're making songs and you're I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with making music and wanting to be rich, but if you're making a song solely for a check, there is a problem, like, as far as I'm concerned. So that's it. I was quick as possible.
Sometimes people like yourself who are social commentators, I wonder if you guys are armchair gangsters, because, you know, you can have a lot of opinions on the social media and stuff, but sometimes you're not outside, and then sometimes you might not be.
I'm outside.
No, hold on. Let me land. A lot of you guys aren't outside. A lot of you guys have never made music before. A lot of you guys might not have a history in music. I'm not even saying you in particular. I'm saying a lot of like online commentators, and people might throw that to you because as well you're sitting here with a mask on as well. Everyone can see my face. You can see DJ Win's face. You can see Illness's face. I'm talking with my chest right now. You can't see my chest, but my chest is definitely here, right here. You know what I'm saying? This guy. But I feel like sometimes you guys, social commentators, can be armchair gangsters.
No, I get what you're saying, and there's a lot of them out there, but you see me, yeah, and if you know me and you know what I talk about, yeah, I've said it from the get-go. All my opinion, I'll say it to your face. I'll say it to your face. All of these
with
rappers,
the mask on or with the mask off?
It doesn't matter. I'll say it to your face, because at the end of the day, I'm someone that listens to your music. Yeah, I could be a fan of you, yeah? So there could be tunes that you're putting out that I find crap. I'm going to tell you, like, why are you doing that? It's crap. There's certain things that I might not like about what you're doing as an artist. I'm just going to tell you.
What gives you the right and the credibility to criticize?
Because at the end of the day, I'm probably buying your music. And I've probably been buying your music from the start of your journey. I've probably been following your journey. And at the end of the day, I care about the scene and the music that is coming out in the scene. So this is why I say when people are trying to make drill tunes and they're not real drill tunes, and now it's getting to the point where you're trying to change the whole sound of a scene and genre that other people have built, then that's when I'm going to be like, wait, hold on, that's not right. And I'm going to call you up on it.
Win, what makes an artist credible? What makes a UK drill artist credible?
Artist credibility, I hate to bring it to the streets because I don't feel like that's all crap to me personally. When man say I've done this to this guy and feel like that's credibility to basically be a drill artist, it's just like at the end of the day, I've heard someone say it in an interview one time. We're journalists in the streets, and we're just reporting what's happening in the streets. And if you're actually like if you're talking about what's actually happening in the streets, then that's your credibility, regardless whether you're doing it in the streets of Croydon or you're doing the streets of Manchester. If you get what I mean. At the end of the day, if you're placing yourself as a drill artist, you have a sense of responsibility to basically report what's actually happening but in the same breath there's drill artists that has evolved from the streets and now in LA, Toronto and stuff like that, where as an artist you still kind of got the responsibility to kind of like report back to there's a better life than the streets. So it kind of fits in both hands, where if I'm a drill artist and I've been doing whatever, got my stripes from the streets, and then I started rapping, and then and then now I'm got a record label, got this, got that, and I'm out of the ends, I'm going to tell my fans, I was that, but now I'm this and I'm living this type of life. And yeah, if you get what I mean. Yeah.
So if you don't have a street rep, can you not be a credible UK drill artist?
No, you go.
All right, cool.
If you don't have a street rep, can you be a credible UK drill artist?
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna change my answer. It depends on what type of drill. No, listen. Credible. Let me land. So credible.
Span around on my chair
yeah?
in 2023.
No. Listen, credible. So it depends on what you're saying in your tracks and what type of drill you're doing. Because as I said, I've got two types of drill: real drill and pop drill, and I'll stand with that till whenever. Yeah. If you're doing pop commercial drill and you're saying, "Oh, I flew out Doja Cat or whatever," cool, and you did. And, you know, it's known, cool, you rap about that, you done it, it's credible. If you're doing real drill, and even though I don't advocate for that type of behavior, but obviously...
Which behavior?
What they're doing on the road.
Violence.
And your
trap life, street life.
Yeah, street life. If you're here, and don't be on the track saying, I've done this to you, and you haven't. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're lying, because it doesn't even go down. It comes down to, like, when we talk about credibility, this has been something that has been prominent from, like, hip hop days, like grime. Like, if you're talking about stuff you ain't done, you're gonna get called out about it. You know what I mean? You need to, like, come on, as a rapper, you can't be capping in your raps.
What about if you've seen it third party, or what about if you're a great third party? Second,
you can't see it third party. You hear about it third party.
So what's it when you talk about it, like when you like
third person?
So can you not talk about it third person, or can you not be a great storyteller? Isn't that part of the art?
Make it clear that you're a storyteller.
The music needs to come with the disclaimer.
Yeah, there's guys that they make tunes or Tony story or and they're literally rapping about other people.
Can I just say something?
There's guys, they're literally rapping about other people's stories.
No, he's right. I just want to add on to something that Win said about the journalist vibe, yeah? Like, I just want to say, for me to be credible, a lot of journalists will come from, I don't know, Shropshire somewhere, and they'll go to, like, India, yeah? And they're telling you what's going on in India. For me, that's not, you can't be from out of the ends, coming into the ends, looking around and reporting, and I view you as a credible source. I think you need to be from where... Personally,
you need to be from there.
It. You can be the journalist. You don't need to be the person doing the stuff. You can be, but you need to be from the fabric. Yeah. Going back to the opening topic.
Are we saying only no cap rap slap? Then basically, only no cap rap slap.
No, because there are artists that capping in their raps, but the tune is slapping. The tune is a hard tune.
Are you going to name one of them tunes?
No, but...
I was speaking to Az on the phone the other day, and it was unfiltered, and he comes in the room and it's lights, camera, action, and it's
don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Listen. All I'm saying is, it's out there, innit? A lot of guys know, like, there's drill rappers out there, they lie in their raps, innit? Like, at the end of the day, when it comes to credibility as a drill rapper, you can't really be lying in your raps, you know what I mean?
What I want to say is that
we got Tion Wayne making the song "In for the Kill." We got Digga D makes "Hold It Down," "Hold You Down." Like, artists have a license to do things that maybe they weren't renowned for in the beginning, to explore, to evolve, right?
Yeah, we kind of covered that, 100%. What I want to say, or what I wanted to add on, is the fact that I think that, I mean, in hip hop, you could use Lil Baby for example. Lil Baby. When you have a rep, I hate that word, but it's the first one that's there, in your ends, and you step into this music scene, that kind of comes with you. If you look at a lot of the people that are like the top guys from the UK, whether they're the top sellers, I'm talking about the top drill artists, or the top, even just UK hip hop artists, they're coming in this thing, and they come in with a rep. You heard about this that happened in their ends. You heard about that. They are certified. They get pushed to the front. So I think being a real street person definitely benefits you in this genre of music. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, you could say ethically, is it right for us to be pushing this music to the front? Should everybody really be shining a light on all this bad stuff going on? People gravitate to what they gravitate to. Do you get what I'm saying? As I said earlier, labels are chasing what's hot. Do you get what I'm saying? And fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, this is what's hot. Like, it's just what hot people.
So the record labels will do whatever then?
Yeah.
If Digger didn't have a street rep, if Heady never had the situation that went down in the university, if Nines never had like his street rep, if Giggs never had his street rep, are we saying that the consumers might not have taken them as seriously?
Not as much.
They wouldn't have taken it because it's not real. Like,
someone would have come and drawn them out.
Yeah, we are all drawn into these artists that you mentioned stories because of how authentic, how real it is. It's not just coming through the microphone. Their whole ends is behind them saying, yo, this is going on over here. Do you get what I'm saying? And then that becomes like a magnet. Now everybody wants to know what's going on. Some of these rappers, and I'm not going to do the name thing, are not even necessarily the best lyricists, but people are fascinated with them. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's kind of what the draw is.
There was a situation with an artist, his botch got robbed by his own people. They spoke about it, and my man vanished for a long time. Till this day, I ain't heard of my man. So, you know what I mean? And I'm a big fan of my man, you know what I mean? And it's like, they're even calling him out. They're saying, you know, you're not even mashing no works and all that.
Yeah.
And as I said, I don't advocate for the road life. You know what I mean? I don't. But
you know when the conversation just takes a swerve.
No, but he's making a valid point.
I'm making a valid point. He's gone. It's public. Everyone knows what I'm talking. I'm not gonna say.
Saying the artist has gone missing.
Bro, like no one's not missing, but bro,
he's not making music no more. Okay. I really like it that when we make a reference that we actually.
But I want to follow on from this where this is the bit that actually blows my mind, yeah, because I'm all about integrity. You know me differently. I like integrity, and I always say that JME's the GOAT in the UK because he managed to last through all seasons, no matter which way the weather blew, doing his thing. He never changed. He had everything on his own terms, and I think an artist like that has to be credited for not. Do you get what I'm saying? He might not be the biggest, but he managed to facilitate everything he wants to do. Still to this day,
authentic.
Yeah, doing what he wants to do. Yeah, so that's one side of the coin. Not even the biggest artists that are out here now have, we call it evolution, call it what you want, done whatever. But when it comes to credibility, I look at someone like Tekashi 6ix9ine, yeah, and this blows my mind because he had a similar situation. It all went wrong for him. My man was in the court singing like Aretha Franklin. He was doing every kind of scale.
He had a street rep, he was definitely affiliated. And then when he got called up for the racketeering and the RICO case and went to court, him and his manager testified against the rest of the team. That's what went down.
But he still exists today. I don't understand how.
He got drunk the other day, didn't he?
It went bad for him the other day. But I don't understand how he's still got a fan base, given the fact that it's evident that the whole world knows, okay, this is nonsense. He's out here, doing Jack Honori, basically.
Do you know what it is? I think it's the rebelliousness. The way he's just out here taking a piss. Yeah. That's what people like about him.
People like the authentic background, the real background, but they also like the soap opera as well, don't they?
Yeah,
the entertainment.
100%.
And that there, I don't know.
I like to kind of spin back to where you were saying, do you need to have a street rep, or do you have to be validated in the streets to kind of for your music to kind of be
credible?
Yeah, credible.
In UK drill though.
I find that hard because it's I don't think personally, and that's just me not kind of knowing certain kind of people's situations and backgrounds and stuff like that. I don't think a flipping Kingpin is on top of the charts right now. You know what I mean? If you're really about that street life, you still be in the streets, if you know what I mean, because you will be happily drawn out anywhere you go. You can't be touring the world or touring the city or touring the country, should I say, and not have your ops turn up because you're telling them exactly where you're going to be,
flyer.
The time, the place, the location. So I hear, obviously, certain mans has done certain things.
But isn't that why a lot of shows have been cancelled as well, though?
Yeah, and but just mainly because of the police, not because of the ops.
Because the police will into things.
Go to the venue and say, if you put him down, we'll just lock off the whole thing.
They're saying we're gonna have to lock off the thing because something mad might happen.
But I've never, not recently, I've heard that oh, an artist had a show, and then
Do you know what I think? And this is not like some gospel, but this is what I think. I feel like the opportunities coming from music is kind of being respected a little bit after all of the things what I've seen through the years where that was a normal thing for stuff to happen at shows. People are saying, all right, cool, he's doing his music thing, let him let him do his thing kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the beef is forgotten, but in that aspect we'll let it go, because if you shut down that show, it kills it for everybody. Do you get what I'm saying? And it affects a lot more than just thing. That's
you think there's that mentality out there?
I think there's a kind of like a different view on that. I think